What's poppin', everyone? I'm Don Ferguson, and welcome back to the Teak Life Cantina Bar for a brand spanking new episode of Something New. It's autumn. There's a crispness in the air. Leaves are falling. See, the leaves are falling. That was a tree, not my hand. Anyway, when fall, or autumn, as I like to call it, it sounds so regal, so noble. Autumn. It's like a girl's name. Next up on the poll, autumn. But fall brings along whiskey bourbon season. So what are we trying today? Boom, a whiskey. And not just any whiskey. Now this is Red Hazel Spiced Whiskey. What's it spiced with? No, not methamphetamine. It's an actual flavor. And one that I love, and it screams fall or autumn. Cinnamon. Yes, this is Red Hazel Spiced Whiskey infused with cinnamon. Yeah, we're getting a taster, man, because I am parched. It has been a whole 14 hours since I had a drink, so it is time to have a cocktail. And since it's whiskey, we're gonna pour it in a Rabbit Hole Distillery Glencairn. But we want it to breathe. We want it to open up. We want to get all of those aromatics in the air, and we want to taste everything that's in this bottle. I love when it does this. It's like a little hat. It's like the bellhop. Yes, you can take my bag, sir. Anyway, let's talk about the brand while this breathes. It opens up and it's mixing. Oh, look, more leaves are falling. It's crazy. This is a Black-owned brand, a woman-owned brand, and a family-owned brand. Yes, Red Hazel Spiced Whiskey is a brother and sister collaboration. Now, I don't know if it's a brother and sister collaboration like my brothers and sisters, like we used to fight, you know, we were Irish, so we'd punch each other in the face, so I hope that nothing like that is going on here. But Ty and TK Burton, they imagined this brand back in 2018. Right before we were going into a global pandemic. Wow, talk about a time to release a whiskey on the market. But we needed to drink. Everybody was drinking. Spirit sales were going up. Like, what else could you do? So it was actually the perfect time to create a whiskey. This is the brainchild of TK, as she loved a good old-fashioned. Man, I love women that love old-fashioned. That's actually one of my favorite cocktails, and I love making it with a reposado tequila. Añejo might be a little bit pricey anyway, but I love a good old-fashioned, and who knows, we might find ourselves trying an old-fashioned with this whiskey. She had years of experience in the industry, so she is basically a professional intoxicologist, just like myself. Now, what this brother and sister powerful duo wanted to do was improve the way to enjoy a rye whiskey. But what's better than a rye whiskey with a hint of cinnamon? Here's the legal disclaimer. I know you look, there's nothing down there. But anyway, I'm not a fan of Fireball. I'm not a fan of, what is it, the Tennessee Fire or whatever like that that's out. So when it comes to a flavored whiskey, which is incredibly popular right now, it's blowing up the market, I'm just going into this to let you all know I am not a fan of Fireball. I know it does well. I know you're probably drinking some right now because you got the little 99-cent shooter, but it's just not for me. Bottle. All right, nice looking bottle, easy to hold, does have a neck so you can grip it, which is really good, especially in a fast-paced environment. The label is something to speak about. However, there are rumors floating out there in the spirit world that there is a new redesign coming. I can't tell my sources, people, but be on the lookout for it. So this is exciting. What that means, there's growth in the brand. This brand, and I love getting emerging brands. This is what the Teak Life platform is meant for, to expose you to new, innovative, unique, emerging brands on the market. It's for you, the consumer. And this brand, to do a redesign, they must be doing great things. Color. Oh, look at that. It is like a very light golden amber, you know, it's like the Olympic rings, you know, the good Olympics, not overseas. It's when it's here in the United States. but it's translucent. I'm trying to let me pick up. Now this is, well, we're gonna get into the particulars. Oh, it's nice. Oh, okay, they're cascading. These little legs are dancing little feet off. Oh, they're coming down a little quick now. That's nice. Yeah, it's a nice radiant color. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. Now this is 70 proof. It is 3 times distilled. It is an American whiskey that is distilled in Jacksonville, Florida. Here's the fun when you are doing a tasting of something unique and not many people are talking about. It's hard to find information. So I don't know what type of barrels they're using. I would imagine American white oak, because that's pretty traditional when it comes to whiskey. I don't know the mash bill. Obviously it's a rye whiskey, so it's heavy rye, and I would assume the rest of the mash bill is corn, but you never know. Could be some wheat mixed in there. I don't know how long the whiskey is aged exactly, but that is the fun of it. I like trying some new stuff. So let's go in for round aroma. Yeah, I fooled you there. Okay, so I'm picking up some graininess. I'm picking up a little bit of oak, and it really smells like fresh oak. So I don't know if these oak barrels are used multiple times over and over, but a nice woodiness to it. And it's almost like, all right, so this is where we go into the Fireball comparison, you know, a cinnamon whiskey. Fireball just has such a, in my opinion, who am I to judge, but artificial. This really smells like if you took a rye whiskey and you sat it in a jar with some cinnamon sticks. That's what I'm getting. It's not heavy whatsoever. It's not perfumey. It's not artificial. You're not getting those synthetic, like overpowering red hots, you know, whatever, baked beans. Those were cinnamon candies, right? Whatever, who cares? But yeah, a little bit of grassiness, some vegetal tones. So I'm really picking up a nice hint of that rye spice mixed with a very subtle undertone of cinnamon. Time to taste. Is it going to be like Fireball and burn the roof of my mouth and my eyebrow, you know, just kind of fall out, whatever, or is it gonna be nice? Well, let's see. Round 1. Wow. Oh, that's so a nice sweetness. That rye, it truly blends magnificently with a cinnamon. I mean, it really does. And now the cinnamon is finishing. So I like a lot of fall cocktails or autumn cocktails, and they use a lot of cinnamon. But when you use a really nice premium cinnamon, it makes all the difference in the world. So let's go in for number 2, and I'm gonna start talking about these notes. All right, let's jump in. You get a nice spicy kind of peppery bite from that rye whiskey. Being that it's 70 proof and not like 190 like most of these whiskeys and bourbons that are coming out, it's very pleasant. It is very, very palatable, smooth if you will, but it has a nice spiciness to it, and I love ginger. So mules, I absolutely love. You get, you know, one of those energy shots that are ginger and it's really spicy. I freaking love those. I probably should have said the F word. We're adults here. Back to it. But yeah, it's very nice and subtle as far as the cinnamon flavor. It is not overpowering. It blends completely well. It has my throat, my esophagus, you know, it's a medical term, nice and just, you know, it's like I have a turtleneck on. It's keeping it warm. So let's do number 3, because 3 is a charm, and we'll really get into the details. Now that rye is really opening up and shining. Wow, this really that rye. So you can pick a whiskey, but to pick a rye whiskey and pair it with cinnamon, I think it was just an extraordinary choice because they're complementing each other, you know, quite well. This would make a hell of an old fashioned. I got to tell you that, but man, I am getting like that spiciness from the rye, some wood tones, a little bit of that cinnamon, but it's not like heavy. So a lot of these flavorings, to keep them cost effective, they will use a synthetic or a heavy syrup, and you can really pick up on that. And the best way to describe that is if you go into the vodka section, you get a cheap vodka. Well, vodka is pretty light. It's smooth. It's only about 72 calories per 1 ounce shot. But when you add a synthetic or a sugary flavoring, it's very heavy and you can taste it. It's oily in your mouth. We don't have nothing like that going on here. This is actually very nice. This is extremely pleasant. So do I dare go in for 4? I did it. I went in for 4. That's really, really nice. So, my goodness, I don't know where you can find it. Here in Georgia, you can find it all over the place, but I think this is a brand that is expanding. They're doing some things, some redesigns, but this is a very nice quality flavor or infused whiskey. They're saying, Don, is this Teak Life approved? Boom. Look at that, special effects. We spare no budget here on the Teak Life. And when it comes to buy or nah, yes, it's Teak Life approved. I would buy it. I did do a little bit of research. I found out this bottle is around 30, maybe 40 bucks or something like that. So this is actually great to use in cocktails. Matter of fact, I wish I had an old fashioned right now. Wow, would you look at that? The power of special effects. So this is an old fashioned made with red Hazel Spiced Whiskey. And I did a little bit of a take on, you know, a unique. I did chocolate bitters, a dash of toasted oak bitters, and I used honey instead of sugar. So let's taste this. Let's see. Oh, and to chill it, to cool it down, I got my whiskey balls, because anytime you can bring your balls out, it's a lot of fun. Holy shit. Look, I should be a paid ambassador, because the chocolate with that cinnamon and the rye whiskey, and then we did a lemon rind, so a lemon peel, because you get those aromatics from the citrus. Oh my God, the oils are blended in. Shut up. That, my friends, is 100% Teak Life approved as well. I recommend you try this recipe, pick up this brand. My glass is down to the done, and that wraps up another episode of Something New here in the Teak Life Cantina Bar. If you want to see what's coming up on future episodes of Something New, follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. They're right here. If you want your brand right here, or if you want to reach out to us and recommend something, email. Life's too short to drink bad liquor. Choose wisely. I don't drink bad liquor. Oh my God, this is phenomenal. Don't you wish you were here? This is like a $40 cocktail.